and good afternoon. Welcome to my presentation, How About Sleep? Well, how to get better rest. My name is Milan Dawson, and I am a senior at the University of North Texas. I'm currently working on my bachelor's degree in BAAS, Applied Arts and Sciences, where I'm focusing on chemistry, biology, and kinesiology. Yes, it's been an emotional roller coaster, but I'm thankful to almost be done. But enough about me. We're here to talk about sleep. How many of y'all get 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night? Okay. How many people struggle to sleep at night? Yes, I'm one of those people, and that is why I chose this topic. So today, for the next 15 or so minutes, I'm going to talk to you about sleep, the importance of it, the causes of sleep deprivation, and solutions for better rest. So let's talk about what is necessary for good health. Well, to obtain good health, it's important to have a healthy diet, daily exercise regimen, or just something to keep your heart rate going, and a good amount of rest. Lack of sleep. How does lack of sleep affect us? Well, it affects our work, our health, and our lifestyle. So my goal today is to show you 3 different types of sleep deprivation, their causes, their effects of sleep deprivation, and solutions, tips, and treatments to help. But first, before we talk about sleep deprivation, let's first understand what sleep is and why it's so important. Here's a video.
Body's strongest allies. It can lift your mood, improve thinking and memory, lower stress and blood pressure, and help boost your immune system. That's quite a lot of benefit considering you don't have to lift a finger. So how do you know if you're getting enough sleep? Adults should be sleeping 7 to 9 hours every night, while teenagers need slightly more, at around 8 to 10 hours a night. And if you're having trouble sleeping, it can take its toll on multiple aspects of your life. Sleep is critical to your mind's ability to form and consolidate memories. A lack of sleep can also limit your creativity and your problem-solving ability, which could hurt your work performance. Without adequate sleep, you may feel irritable or not yourself, as sleep helps with mood and emotion regulation. Stress hormones released when you don't get enough sleep can break down collagen in your skin, leading to looking prematurely aged. You might also find yourself craving high-fat, high-carbohydrate foods when you're sleep-deprived. And did you know that not getting enough sleep can also lead to more serious health problems, like high blood pressure, or even increasing your chances of developing cardiovascular disease? So make sure you get enough sleep each night. It's more important than you may think.
Thank you, Tana. Well, thank you for coming to my presentation. That's it. Just kidding. That video pretty much gave my whole speech, said my whole speech in 1 minute and 26 seconds. And it gives you great information and facts of why it is so important to sleep. But now let's talk about sleep deprivation. What is it? Well, it means you're not getting enough sleep. The proper amount of hours of sleep an individual is supposed to get is 7 to 8 hours, or 8 to 10 for some. So if you're getting about 1 to 2 hours of sleep, or sleeping at weird hours of the night, then you are sleep deprived. I mentioned before that I chose this topic because I struggle with sleep. I also noticed that a lot of people around my age struggle with sleep as well. Why is that? So I did some research and learned that 37% of people that are 20 to 39 have trouble sleeping. 7 out of 10 college students suffer from sleep deprivation because they struggle to balance work, life, and school. It's also due to stress and being overworked. There are many different types of sleep deprivation, but today I'm going to talk to you about 3: sleep apnea, insomnia, and circadian rhythm sleep disorders. First, let's start with sleep apnea. There are 3 different types of sleep apnea: obstructive, central, and complex. The most common one is obstructive sleep apnea. It occurs in the soft tissues in the back of your throat and blocks the airway, which causes you to snore loudly. Central sleep apnea is when your breathing repeatedly stops and starts during sleep because your brain doesn't tell your muscles to take in air. Complex sleep apnea is the combination of both. During normal sleep, the muscles control the tongue and the soft palate to hold the airway open. For obstructive sleep apnea, if the muscles relax too much, the airway can collapse and become blocked, obstructing breathing, where the name comes from. Let's talk about insomnia. Insomnia is a sleeping disorder in which you have trouble falling asleep and or staying asleep. If I had to put myself in a sleep deprivation category, I would say I'm a insomniac. If I'm not struggling to stay asleep, I'm struggling to fall asleep. Insomnia is the most common sleep disorder. It affects 30 to 50% of people during their lives. There's an estimated 40 million Americans that cope with insomnia each year. A lot of people struggle with sleeplessness. Often sleeplessness is due to stress from personal issues or other issues. This usually is called acute insomnia. It is a problem, but it's not detrimental. On the other hand, insomnia can become chronic when it lasts more than 3 months, which then affects your everyday life. At this point, you should seek help before it becomes a part of your life in terms of poor sleep habits. Circadian rhythm disorders. Circadian rhythm disorder, sleep disorders, is a disruption of timing of sleep. Our body naturally has an internal clock that regulates certain biological functions over a 24-hour period. This is referred to your circadian rhythm. There are times your circadian rhythm gets out of alignment. Some types of circadian rhythm disorders is jet lag, sleep shift disorder, delayed sleep phase syndrome, and advanced sleep phase syndrome. These disorders can deeply affect your sleep time and wake time. Here's a little chart. It shows the delayed sleep phase, the advanced normal, irregular, and just non-24-hour sleep wake. So here in the delayed sleep phase, you see that some people go to bed late in the night and then they wake up late in the day. In advanced sleep phase, people go to bed way too early and then wake up way too early in the night, so they're up for the rest of the night. For a normal sleep phase, it is important to go to sleep around maybe 9 or 10, and waking up around 7 or 8. Irregular sleep wake rhythm is more you go to sleep, you wake up, go to sleep, wake up, go to sleep, wake up. It's just irregular, it's not constant. And then non-24-hour sleep wake rhythm is when you fall asleep early, maybe one day, then you go to bed a little bit later and wake up later another day, and it just keeps gradually going on. Okay, what are some other causes of sleep deprivation? Well, many people have trouble sleeping when they're depressed, having a hormone imbalance, or stressed. The relationship between depression and sleep are like a two-way street. Depression can cause sleep problems, and sleep problems can worsen depression. But depression is not always the cause of sleep deprivation. Hormone imbalance is another one. Sleep disturbances caused by hormone imbalance are due to imbalanced amount of estrogen and progesterone hormones in the body that are found in women. This disrupts normal sleeping patterns and can keep women awake at night. Lastly, there's stress. Stress can cause the autonomic nervous system to release hormones such as adrenaline and cortisol, which causes the body and mind to be alert, which can delay the onset of sleep and cause rapid, anxious thought to occur at night, meaning lack of rest. So how does this affect us? Well, in college students, it lowers our ability to focus, which then affects our grades. It also gives us lack of motivation. If we don't get enough sleep at night, we're not motivated to do things. We either wake up late and we're so focused on sleeping that we can forget to eat breakfast, don't want to work out, struggling to do work. So it's very important to get a good amount of rest. It can also cause weight gain and obesity. And health-wise, you can also develop disease in the heart, diabetes, and high blood pressure. It can also affect your respiratory system because of a compromised immune system. So, what can we do about this? How can we prevent sleep deprivation? Well, it's important to avoid drinking caffeine after 3 p.m. Avoid eating and drinking heavily 3 hours before you go to bed. I'm guilty of that. I tend to snack on unhealthy snacks before I go to bed. But something that you can do is eat peanut butter before you go to bed. That's a healthy snack. It has an amino acid called tryptophan, and it releases a calming mechanism into the brain called, oh my goodness, okay, well, we'll come back to that. Also, it's important to limit your daytime naps and clean your mind before you go to sleep. Sometimes we struggle to sleep because we have too many files open in our mind, and that literally keeps us up and just kind of moving a little bit too much. So it's important to kind of clear your mind before you go to bed. Here are some natural solutions, tips, and treatments that can help promote better sleep. Sleeping in a cold room is better than sleeping in a warm room. Being extremely hot at night will keep you up. A cold room is more doable to sleep in, where you can bundle up in nice blankets and it's a very nice environment. Sometimes if you sleep in a hot room, you tend to sweat a lot, and that's very uncomfortable. Having a good nighttime routine. It's important to, shower in a warm water. Cold water usually keeps you up. You can also stretch before you go to bed. Just kind of relaxes your body. Maybe read to kind of calm your mind. And also, something that college students struggle and young adults struggle with a lot is being on their phones before they go to bed. We tend to stay up all night watching videos, social media, or the new thing, TikTok, where we keep watching videos each night, and we always tell ourselves, one more. Next thing you know, 6 a.m. and you're watching the sunrise. So I think you can have your phone. It's important. Sometimes you can have your phone at night, but just limit your usage and make sure you put it away at a certain time. Maybe like be on it for 30 minutes to an hour, and then put it away and don't get on it for the rest of the night. It's also important to exercise during the day. When you exercise, you don't have to always lift or do a lot of cardio, but it's important to just kind of get your heart rate going. Maybe go for a walk. If you work in a building, take the stairs instead of going on the elevator. Working out helps relax your body, and it also tires you out, so it'll help you with better sleep. Some treatments that you could get at your local store are lavender anything. You can get the lavender sprays, make sure it's natural and completely just lavender. Lavender candles, or what I like to do is I have a humidifier where I pour water in there and use this lavender essential oil and pour it in there and let it evaporate around my room, which kind of gives it a good vibe within the room. Also, do not try what I did, get lavender incense. It smells good when you buy it, but when you burn it, it smells more like lavender and smoke mixed together. Also, melatonin and chamomile tea. These 3 things help calm and relax the mind and body, which helps you sleep. Now, another thing that you should practice doing is breathing slowly and deeply before you go to bed. I want everybody to try this with me. One thing is important to do is relax your whole body. First, you start with the fingers, just kind of relax your fingers, relax your shoulders, unclench your jaw, because I tend to clench my teeth at night and majority of the time. Just kind of relax completely. Breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold in for 7. And release out from your mouth for 8 seconds. But not but more as if you were whistling, like this. And that usually just calms your body. You should do that repetitively until you fall asleep. If worse comes to worse, and none of these remedies or solutions help, it is necessary to go to your local doctor and tell him or her about your sleeping problems. There are so many causes of lack of sleep, but I hope that the information I gave to you today will help you get better sleep. Thank you for your time, and if you have any questions about my presentation, I will do a Q&A and we can answer some of the questions. Also, I have a pamphlet and some notes that have all my information about sleep deprivation and some solutions. I also have websites and references that you can refer to also help. Thank you.